Exercise. Arithmetic project version 3. Exercise objective. Create the arithmetic exercise. At the end we should observe the following. Open the arithmetic project if necessary. So click on File, Open Project. Select Lesson 9, Arithmetic Example, and Open Project. We're going to copy the arithmetic project. So right click on the project and select Copy. The project name will be Arithmetic Example and the project location is Lesson 10. And click on Copy. We're going to close the arithmetic project of the previous lesson. So we close the arithmetic project, right click on it and select Close. We modified the arithmetic class. The attributes of the class are A and B of type int. We have an empty constructor. This hasn't changed. And we have the constructor with 2 arguments. And now we're going to use the this operator to make a difference between the arguments that we're going to receive in this constructor and the attributes of the class. So we assign the value of A to the attribute this.A. Also, we assign the argument B to the attribute this.B. So we are using the this operator to make this difference. We close the constructor of 2 arguments. And we have the method addition and return the values A and B. We are using the attributes of the class. We add the subtraction method using the same attributes but applying the subtraction operation. Multiplication, we are using the same attributes, A multiplied by B, and the division. So we return the value of A divided by B. And we close the class. So we modify the arithmetic class to add these methods. And we modify the arithmetic test class. We add the main method and we define local variables. Remember that local variables are those variables that are defined inside a method. So the scope of this variable is local to this method. But if we define attributes in this class, these variables belong to the class. So these variables can be used in any method. But local variables can be used only inside the method they are defined. So we define a variable operand A equals to 6 of type int. And we define another local variable operand B equals to 2 of type int. And we create an object of the arithmetic class sending arguments. So we are using the constructor of 2 arguments. We create this object and assign a reference to the variable called obj1 of type arithmetic. And we print the operands, operand A and operand B, and we print the result of addition, calling the method addition. Remember that we are using the this operator, so this method will use the attribute of the class to make the operation. We call the result of the subtraction, and we print the result. We continue. We print the result of multiplication and the result of the division. We close the main method. And for example, if we had another method, remember that we cannot access a local variable declared in another method. So if we wanted to use the operand A variable, it's not possible. That's why this method is in comments, because it generates an error. But you can test it to check the error. And we close the class. So we execute the class, right click on arithmetic test and run file. And the result is as follows. The operand A is equal to 6 and the operand B is equal to 2. The result of the addition is equal to 8, the subtraction is equal to 4, the multiplication is equal to 12, and the division is equal to 3. So these are the results of every operation, declaring local variables and passing to the constructor of the class. So every operation is not using local variables, but the attributes of the class. And remember, if we want to use these local variables in other methods, it's not possible, because the local variable lives only in the method that has been defined. This is the scope of the variables. Exercise conclusion. With this exercise, we have put into practice some topics such as the creation of methods, the use of the this operator, as well as the issue of scope variables. With these concepts, we have added some improvements to our arithmetic class, as well as some methods that complement the functionality of the class. In later topics, we will continue working on more concepts about this same project.